Hi everyone, my name is Damien. I created the Dust application for Burners to be able to find events, camps, and art. I'm going to show you through the Dust application and how you as an event organizer can bring this to your regional and use it for your attendees. So first up, I am in the Dust website at dust.events. If I haven't ever signed up before, I can click on Get Started or I can click on Sign In. Essentially, it's going to ask me for my email address. I'm going to put in my email address with an example regional that I've already set up. It's going to ask for a verification code. It's a 6-digit code that's sent to my email address. I'll put that in. And we're up and going. Now you can click on the add button to add in your regional, but I've created a fictitious one called Electric Forest. I'm going to click this one and show you what you can do to administer the regional. So first up, it's got a bunch of different sections. Camps, so this is your theme camp listings. I've got events. These are the events that are happening at those camps or events in general. We've got art. So that's a listing of art pieces that are at the event that attendees can view. We've got music, and this is essentially things like DJ lineups, and music performances, that sort of thing. It's separated out from events just to keep those two away from each other in the application. You'll see that when you play in the app. We've also got a map that we can upload and map points, which will allow us to put in things like restrooms, gate greeters, all of that sort of fun stuff. Then we've got a section called links. This is additional content and links that'll link out to things like our website or email address or a phone number, that sort of thing. And then finally, we can edit the regional itself, put in details of it. We'll show you that in a sec. And before we actually make it available in the Dust application, we can hit the preview button and show what it looks like on your own phone before it goes out to attendees. You'll also see there's a couple of other different options. We can allow theme camp registration. So we turn that on. That gives us a link that we can give out to the public. And then if they've got a theme camp they want to register, they can go to that link, sign in, put in their camp information, and you'll get a little notification that a camp's been registered. You can look at those camps. So when open registration happens, you can allow theme camps to sign up, put in their own events and their own music, and do self-administration essentially. For the moment, I'm going to turn that off at my particular regional here, Electric Forest. I've got all my camps already in, but I do allow them to go in and edit their camps. So that's what that option is for. So let's go in and take a look at what information we need for the regional. First up, we've got a festival name, we've got a unique name, so that's used for URLs that are sent out and for like registrations, that sort of thing. So we give it a unique name. A good idea is to put in the year, so 2024. That way we can change it each year as we go in. Description and image. There's an admin's email, so this is the user essentially that has access to be able to do everything in Dust. We've got a start time and end time for when the original starts and ends. The important one here is the time zone, so that makes sure that whenever someone says favorites an event, that the time zone that's associated with that event is correct and they get a push notification at the right time. And then we've got an option of whether it shows up in Dust. We've got a location with along that. That gives us directions to the event as well. So if you have made your changes, hit save and we'll get out of there. So let's go into camps and I'll show you through that section. So first up, this is all of our theme camps for my fictitious electric forest. And we can see through that we've got a few of them here. They've all got images associated with them, which is great, but you don't have to put those in. We can also do things like search for a particular camp. So it'll help us narrow down quickly what the camp is. Useful if you've got hundreds of them. We've got options to either add those in manually. We can hit add camp, or we can go into the little dot here and import a CSV file. So quite often you'll have a spreadsheet of theme camps. Maybe use Airtable, maybe use Google Sheets. You can export out a CSV file and import them into Dust. So that's a quick and easy way to get the camps into the Dust app. We can also export out. You'll notice we've got a KML import as well. So if you use something like Google Maps to do your placement of theme camps, you can essentially import the KML file and place it automatically. Or you can do it within the Dust app. So let's take a look at what is inside a theme camp. We can just click on one of those and it'll allow us to edit the details of the camp. So camp name, description, an image associated with it, and a camp owner. Camp owners are pretty important. It's the email address that's associated with the camp. You don't have to put these in. You can edit everything yourself, but you can also allow camps to edit their own details just for their camp and their events. So you would put in their email address and you'd click on the invite button. That'll send them an email. They can log in and put in events. Now, obviously you want to be able to place theme camps as well. So there's a place button here, and we'll show you that in a sec. And then obviously delete and save, so we can save information. We haven't shown you how to edit the map yet, but I'm going to show you the place option right now. So I'll hit place. I've uploaded a image of the regional. This can be from Google Maps. Just do a screenshot or whatnot. Or you can have a professional one drawn up. Maybe you've already got that already. You just upload the image, and I'm placing this particular theme camp. I'm just going to choose where it is. I just click on there, and that's essentially it. I hit save, and we're done. That's placement for you. If I didn't like the placement over that, I can click a different area and click on save. Okay, I've placed that camp. I'll hit save on there, and we're essentially done. Any of the little icons show which camps have already been placed. Now you'll also notice that there is an events and music button for each camp. That essentially lets you narrow down what events are in that particular camp. So for example, if I were to look at Jam Camps events, I can click on events, it shows me that I've got 3 events here. It also shows me when some of those are recurring events too. So essentially I can get JamCamp to sign into Dust and add in their own events, or if I've got a process where I've got a CSV file full of events, I can import those in, or I can edit those manually. So let's look at editing these manually. I'm going to click on one of these. It's got an event type, so categorized by the particular type of event, usual sorts of things like yoga, fire performances, all of that sort of thing. We give it a title, a description, we've got an image associated here, and we've got when the event occurs. We can also have multiple occurrences for a particular event, so maybe it's a multi-day thing, happens every day at the same time. So you can set that up. Let's exit out of there, and we can go all the way back to camps again. We can have a look at music real quick. Essentially, what I call these are parties on particular days. Now, any particular camp can have a party associated with it. They might even have a mutant vehicle as well. So it could be Right, art car, party. So it doesn't necessarily have to be associated with the camp or that particular location. It can be just a music event that's happening somewhere. You would put in the DJ musician that is playing uh, in their name, and we can choose a date and time that that's happening. And then obviously we might have multiple time slots, so we can add those in, add in as many as we like. You'll notice we put a party owner as well. So for example, if this is an art car that is setting up their own particular party lineup, you could give them an email address. They can log in and just administer the music information, essentially. So when we're done, we can hit save. That's everything to do with music in there. There's a few more things that you'll want to be aware of. So first of all, if we go back out to the home page, we can also get to events and music from here. This lists everything that's happening at the Electric Forest, our regional. We can have a look at what's happening on each of the days here by just clicking on them. If we're looking at music, again, it's got all of the different parties that are happening. And one thing that's worth noting is in the event section, we can go in and again, we can import a CSV that's just for events. So if you're getting camps to submit their events via a spreadsheet, we can import that into Dust that way. Next up, art. Let's take a little look. Again, this is content like most other things. You can add in that art. We'll have a look at one real quick. Each piece of art's got a title, an artist that's associated with. We've got a URL for the art project that essentially allows, maybe they've got a donation page to fund an art project they want attendees to help out with. Maybe it's backed by something like a website or whatnot. They can put in the URL. There's a description associated here, image, and art owner. Now you'll also notice that there's a place option, and we can place that piece of art on the map like anything else. Okay, now let's take a look at map points real quick and show you how that works. So in map points, there are particular types of map points that we can put on the map. The default is, I guess, restrooms, but you can also put on gate, greeters, ice, medical, and GPS as well. GPS we'll talk about in just a sec. So if we want to place anything on the map, we can just click on where that particular thing is. So I've just added a restaurant there. Maybe I need to delete something off that map. I can click on it and click on delete. And I can click on delete. I can place more items on here. So I'm placing whatever is the selection. So in this case, restrooms. Obviously you'll want to put on where greeters is at, where gate is at, maybe where they can get ice and where medical stations are. I'll place one on there. But the GPS one is the interesting one. So this is an image of a map. We want people who are using the Dust application to be able to see where they are on the map, and it will use GPS on their phone to find where that is. If we know where a particular point is on the map, and maybe this is where you are just gone to know where Greeters is at, for example. No, Greeters is at here on the map. I drop in a GPS point and I can grab from Google Maps where that latitude and longitude is for that particular point. And what it's doing here is essentially working out, okay, based on a couple of GPS points that are placed on the map, it'll work out whenever someone's using the app, those GPS points, use a bit of triangulation and find out where they are. So this is essential to making sure that the map's accurate. Like I said, you can use Google Maps and paste the information here. Say a point on the map, right click and click on the latitude and longitude there. That's actually copied it to the clipboard. And then when I'm in the dust application, I can essentially just paste it into there. So right click and paste or control V. So I need at least 3 GPS points on a map, and that'll essentially be all we need to map out GPS. Now, you don't have to put in those GPS points if you want to. It doesn't have to be a GPS accurate map if you don't want it to be. Okay, so next section in here is links. And what these are any content that's going to appear on the front page of the Dust application. So usual sort of things are a phone number to call, maybe that's an emergency line, maybe the website link, um, and maybe an email address if you want people to contact you. When we add in a link here, we can bring in something like call us. And there's a few examples here of putting telephone number. And when you put in things like a telephone number, when they click on that link called Call Us, it's going to bring up the phone application. If it's mail to, it'll be a mail address. If you put in your website, electricradio.com, when they click on website, it'll essentially come up with a web browser showing you the Electric Forest website. So you can put in whatever content you like, add in as many items as you want to, and that'll appear on the home page. Now, when you're ready to actually preview the application before it goes out to attendees, click on the preview button. What that's going to do is give us a QR code, and I can take my phone out, take the camera out, scan that. It's going to bring in the event into the Dust application and allow you to just play around with it, make sure the content looks good in there, see if there's anything you need to change, and go from there. Now, when you're ready to actually publish this to the Dust application, we click on the Publish button. This will tell us what changes have been made as well. I can hit Publish, and that'll appear in the application. So this is a useful feature because it can let you know exactly what camps may have made modifications to their camp information. You can just verify that looks okay. If you see something that looks a bit off, you can go in and make a modification to the camp, change whatever you want to as you need it. So that is essentially it for administering the your regional. So hopefully that's been informative and gives you enough information. You can always basically hit the chat button on the Dust Events site to contact me. Email and whatnot's good too. So yeah, thanks very much and happy burn.